Hi, it is Oren here with my Dark Souls playthrough part 1, and I can't quite express how happy I am that I am back in Dark Souls. Now, don't get me wrong, I absolutely adored playing Resident Evil 7 and 8. They were amazing. And I've actually been playing the other Resident Evil games. I played through 0, 1, 2, finished 3 recently, gonna start number 4. I previously, years ago, played 5 and 6, but I'm gonna play those again, then I'm gonna play the Veronica stuff. But I'm not gonna record any of that because I feel like it's a start of a new chapter for Resident Evil, with the whole everything that happened with Ethan and Rose and, you know, Mia. So whilst I won't be recording any of that, I will definitely be recording Dark Souls, because my god, is it a beautiful game, and I've wanted to go back for quite a while. So for those who don't know, this is officially my second run through of it. Do I need the master key? Will it help me at all? I don't think so. You'll let me get to Havel earlier, which I suppose it could be useful. Yeah, screw it, I don't need the other things. In fact, no, I'll take the old Witch's Ring. Show people what that does. Yes, so for those who don't know, this is actually my second time playing through it. Now, the first time I went through it, it was actually the first game I did a series of on my channel, but due to some complications, audio complications, when I was still very new to the whole, recording thing, I basically just scrapped it. I scrapped all of it, and so this is my second try. Yes, I scrapped all of it and started off with Resident Evil 7 instead, which I think was a good idea, starting off with a Let's Play instead of a playthrough. For those who don't know, I consider Let's Plays, in fact, I'll continue after this.
A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their stone skins. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath the Scaleless betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers, and man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side. Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
So like I was saying, the difference between a Let's Play and a playthrough is, I believe Let's Plays are a blind thing. You should do it with a game that you don't know that's blind. Sure, you can see trailers and photos and stuff like that. So, Elden Ring. Everyone playing that for the first time, I'd consider that Let's Play. If you played a game a couple times and just going through and replaying it again, I consider that a playthrough or walkthrough. Well, actually not a walkthrough. Walkthroughs are very different. Walkthroughs are in-depth analysis of games where they show you what to do, stuff like that. Since I've played this game many times, this is what I would consider a playthrough, not a Let's Play. That being said, I am very happy to be back because it's familiar, you know. It feels just so relaxing just being back here. It's just relaxing to me being back in Dark Souls. I've been having my fun with Resident Evil. I will continue to have my fun with it as I play more of them, but there's no doubt I'm looking forward to playing this. Granted, I already know a lot of, I say a lot, I know everything. Not every single little detail about every single little item around there, but I know a lot about this game, so most of it's not going to be as surprising, I'd say, as far as my commentary goes. I'm not going to be very confused or wandering around for ages, not knowing what to do. It's basically just me enjoying the game and hoping to enjoy it with some other people who like watching it. Because Dark Souls has a big community, which I wish I was a part of more. I need to join like chat discussions and stuff. I've been playing the game for years, but never really interacted much besides from... Well, when I had my PS4 and they had the community thing, I was part of some you know, the communities they had. I was part of some Bloodborne ones, some Dark Souls ones, and it was really fun interacting with people. I often had to get help with Bloodborne when I replayed it, because some of the bosses in that game, my god, I can't remember how I got through them on my own my first time through playing the game, but I remember doing it. Which brings up another thing I need to talk about concerning Dark Souls, concerning the Soulsborne series, and concerning Elden Ring. Now, when I first originally played this series, recorded my Dark Souls run, my original one, I had enough time to play through this, and likely Dark Souls 2, 3, maybe even Bloodborne and Sekiro. Now, however, you know, Elden Ring is coming out next month. It's basically exactly in 1 month. I'm getting, well, I think it's on the 25th it comes out. I should get my delivery of it on the 28th, because I wanted the physical copy of it. So I pre-ordered that from Amazon. It's got like a bunch of stuff in it. So I should get that on the 28th, of which I've taken quite a bit of time off work, so I expect just a lot of recordings of Elden Ring. And so naturally I'm going to put it out as soon as possible, so I won't be able to play the other games. Most likely, I'd say most definitely, the only one I'll be able to get at before Elden Ring comes out is this one. Which I am a bit sad about, but at the same time I can't be sad because I'm going to be playing Elden Ring, and that is going to be an experience. Oh my god. Open world games are some of my favourite games in all of gaming history. Horizon Zero Dawn, freaking God of War. I'm having a massive blank on open world games. Oh god, Skyrim, one of my favourite games, even as it's aged. Which brings up another thing I'll discuss later, I want to talk about. Yeah, so I absolutely love open world games. I plan to get into the Far Cry series soon as well, so that'll be fun. So concerning the order, I'll be playing this game, and then Elden Ring, and then I'll be playing Dark Souls 2, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, and then Sekiro. The reason I am doing it in that order is because that is the release order, not in... If I was doing like the normal order, I would go Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, then Bloodborne, then Sekiro, and then Elden Ring. Well, actually not Elden Ring, because I'd throw that in after this game, no matter what order I went in. The point being, Dark Souls 3 would come before Bloodborne, but because I'm going in order of release, Bloodborne's coming out first. Plus, I personally prefer Bloodborne. It's definitely my favourite game of the series, so I'm going to be enjoying that. As for what I'm going to do with the runs, specifically, I can't speak on Elden Ring since I don't know much about it, besides from like the trailers they've released, and I watched some gameplay of people who had like a beta version thing. I forgot what it's called specifically. They have like a trial build where everything's made just easier, so they can like explore the world a bit, well, part of the world, not the full map. So I've seen that, I've seen screenshots. So I've seen a small chunk, but it hasn't given me enough of an idea about what kind of, you know, build I want to go with. So I'm going to have to decide that in-game, it would seem, which I'm perfectly okay with. As for the other games though, I know what I'm going to do with them. For this game, I'm going to go with a strength build. I'm going to go for an axe, specifically the Iron Golem axe. If you don't know what that is, you will find out later. And it is a lot of fun. I wrecked house with it in my first playthrough. So that's going to be fun to experience. And then Dark Souls 2. I think I planned on going magic, so sorcery. And the reason I did that was because in Dark Souls 3 they have the cell swords and the dual wields, which granted you can do in Dark Souls 2, you can power stance, but I just prefer the dual wielding in Dark Souls 3, so that's going to be my dex build. and Dark Souls 2 will be like a sorcery magic run. As for Sekiro and Bloodborne, you can't really go too different with them, unfortunately. But I'm gonna go for Lady Maria's Blade. Early on, I'm going to get the Mercy Blades. Unfortunately, that does mean I have to kill an NPC early on if I want them. An unfortunately but necessary sacrifice. And Sekiro is by far the least customizable in terms of multiple run-throughs. So what I'm going to be doing is putting on the Demon Bell, which just makes everything in the game harder. And I am naturally going to be going for the hardest route, which would mean it includes the Owl Father. Well, is it Owl Father or is it Owl Shinobi? I believe it is Owl Father, the one you face in the memory. As well as the Demon, and of course the Saint Ishin, or Lord Saint Ishin. The whole young one that comes from his grandson. It's weird. Either way, it's gonna be fun. My hype for what's coming up with Elden Ring. It is difficult to describe, to be honest. Because I love every FromSoft game. Well, I say every Dark Souls, Sekiro, Bloodborne, you know, Soulsborne type they put out. I've played all of them so far. 1, 2, 3, all of them. And you goddamn bet I'm going to be playing it. Another thing I plan on playing in the future is the Forsaken, because that looked really interesting. There was another one that seemed really cool. I can't remember the name. Oh yeah, it's the Hogwarts one, Hogwarts Legacy. I'm going to be doing that. And there's also the... It's like a medieval thing. I think you play as like Pinocchio or something. I can't quite remember. Either way, it's like a Dark Souls-ish game. So, going to be trying that out in the future. Basically, I plan on putting a lot of effort into my YouTube. Not that I haven't already. I've been trying as much as I can. Granted, I'm still very new at it, so I don't know what I should get, what helps improve audio quality, video quality. I would like a better kind of software for editing, because right now I'm just using the PlayStation, the Share Factory thing, because I don't know what else to use, to be honest. And not only do I not know what else to use besides the Share Factory for editing and stuff, I don't really have the means to use anything else, since the only console I have right now is my PlayStation. I do plan on getting into PC and stuff later, with like when I get more into the lay down the line, when I have more videos out and stuff like that, and when I'm more dedicated, I'd say. No, was that stupid? No, I got the ring. I don't have the master key. Yeah, so later down the line, I'll of course get better with it just naturally, because I do want to learn more. Do want to make as good content as can. That sounded wrong. I don't know how to word that properly. I want to make the best content I possibly can, and to do that I'm going to need to of course learn. Granted, it would help if I had someone else who knew more about this stuff than I do, but I currently don't know anyone else who's further along with the YouTube thing than I am. So yeah, so that'll just develop. God damn it, I should have jumped. So that'll just develop over time. Look forward to that. As for Dark Souls, it's just going to be a very relaxed series. I feel like I'm going back on myself. I took a small break just to go do some stuff, get a drink in that. Right between the Share Factory stuff I was talking about. So I'm not quite sure what I went over already. I know I went over my weapon, which, let me talk about that. So the reason I chose a strength build for Dark Souls 1 in the first place is actually quite simple. Crossing off kind of options, really. I don't really have many options. Now, I can't go Dex because I'm going with that for Dark Souls 3, and I've already decided previously I was going to do just kind of a one build kind of thing for each series. So if I did Dex in one run, I can't do it in another. So Dex is already taken. Magic, I don't feel is the best in this game. Definitely isn't easy to use early on with that much training, and I've never really used magic extensively. I've used it as support mostly. I've used the fire, which I could have gone pyromancy if I really wanted to, but it was one of my first runs and I kind of didn't want to do it again. So I instead chose to do strength. And I've never really used magic in Dark Souls 2. I believe I tried it in Dark Souls 3, but never really got past that far into it. So Dark Souls 2 it was. It is quite possibly the largest of the Dark Souls games. And so, you know, with like 42 bosses. I believe it is 42. Definitely has the most bosses in the series. Whether that's a good thing or not, debatable. Whether that means it's the largest game or not, still very debatable. The point being though, it does have some of the biggest array of weaponry you can find, and it has the most DLCs in any of the games, that being 3 DLCs. Which, for those wondering, I will be covering all the DLCs. So for this one I'll be covering the Artorias, you know, Manus DLC, Ulasil. I'll be covering Ulasil, Chasm of the Abyss. For Dark Souls 2, I will of course be covering the other frozen, I say frozen kingdoms, one of them is frozen, one of them is poison, or sunken kingdom. The other one is the Broom Tower, which, oh god, I'm not looking forward to. The last time I replayed Dark Souls 2, I couldn't beat the knight. Not the Fume Knight, I beat the Fume Knight. I couldn't beat the other one. Sir Alon. I couldn't, he was too fast, I couldn't beat him. But for the series, I have to beat him. Because it is an all bosses run. That's what all of these games are going to be. They're going to be an all bosses run. I can't do that for Sekiro because of the different pathways. I of course won't be able to fight Emma or the old Ishin. I'll only be able to face the Saint. So there are some exceptions, but besides from that, I'm going to be fighting all of the bosses. And oh dear lord, I'm not looking forward to Dark Souls 2 or Bloodborne. Because I love Bloodborne. I adore Bloodborne. But goddamn does it have some hard bosses. The last few times I played it, I've needed help with a couple of bosses. Namely, Orphan, Martyr Ligarius. He's a really hard one to get past on your own. And who else? I don't know, I think it's just those two, honestly. Like, granted, the final boss, Gurman, isn't that hard. And the freaking moon presence is even easier. So it won't be too hard. Ebriatus can be cheesed, kind of. Well, Ebriatus is kind of hard to determine, to be quite honest. Because it can be hard, can be easy, can be a bit of both. Oh, and also, oh god, the horse guy, I forgot his name. He's a really important character, but I completely blanked on his name. I think my parries are going so good because I'm not thinking much. Oh god, you have to wait until he starts speeding up the swing, when he starts swinging down. I don't know if I got him like caught in a loop where he's only doing this attack, but either way, I'm not going to complain. Die, you Black Knight. First Black Knight killed. Die Knight Chunk, very nice, even though it won't really be useful for a long time. And the blue Tearstone ring. And I've really used the Tearstone rings. I know they're good for, well, specifically the health one is good for speedrunning and for the no-hit runs, because it boosts your damage by, I believe, a quite considerable amount. But you need to be like below 30% health to get the maximum benefit. It might even be 15% to be the maximum. 30 may just be the minimum benefit you can get, but 15 may be the max. I'm unsure. So if you open this, he will come out. Be careful, because if you're not using an axe, he might not get hit immediately and he will run down these steps. He will fade away if you don't hit him in time. You definitely want to hit them. They have good materials on them. Now turning around here, there's a ladder. Climb up here and kill these guys. I'm sorry I haven't really been talking about the gameplay. I'm going to start doing that a bit more. I've mostly just been rambling since this first episode. There's quite a few things I want to lay down, you know, get out of the way to begin with. I think that's everything I need to talk about that I shouldn't have jumped there. So going to be doing all bosses, all DLCs. I've explained the order I'm going to go in, which is Dark Souls 1, Elden Ring, Dark Souls 2, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, then Sekiro. And what I'm going to do after that, who knows? That's is it 5 games? Maybe 6 games down the line. It's going to take me a couple months to get through them all. Maybe even a year. Definitely not 2 years. Oh no. Granted, my schedule may be a bit frantic at times. I am currently doing like a Kickstarter thing. I'm on my 3rd month in. So 3 more months, then I'm going to be finished with that. It'll give me maybe a couple weeks, maybe a couple months of free time whilst I'm searching for a more permanent job. So YouTube is basically going to be... I don't know if I want it to become my full-time job later down the year. That will probably take years if it does get to that point. But I don't know if I want it to be my full-time job. I love doing games, mind you. But at the same time, I think it's good to have a backup plan. And that's what my job would be. So my plan down the line is to essentially do YouTube and another job as like a backup. Just in case. I'm also trying to push the TikTok thing in order to well, just talk about anime related stuff, gaming related stuff, and to push my YouTube. So I wanted this episode to go on for quite a long time. I've had to break it up into sections, so I'm not quite sure how long it is currently. But I'm going to end it after this before I go to the bridge. Sorry about skipping through your dialogue so late. I do love you though. Sorry, it's just that if people want to play it, feel free. I love the game. I encourage people to play it more. It's an old game. This is the first one, but it's still amazing. Goddamn, he still got me. I was hoping he wouldn't spawn yet. Either way, this has been Sovereign. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all of the good stuff. And I look forward to playing Dark Souls for you. Hope you enjoy yourself. And goodbye. Have a good day.